troubling me until I sold that particular car. So always remember to clean your battery by removing the clamps and wiping away the grease, the dirt, and the oxidation. Like I did say, a dirty battery connection can actually weaken the charge that your battery has. Then another tip this beautiful day is for you to keep the battery tray clean. Keep the battery tray very, very clean. You know, there's that place that you always place the battery. I know some of you might not think these things are can actually affect your battery, but funny enough, they do. Yeah, they do. They can actually affect the charge of your battery. So always make sure that you keep that battery tray clean. That tray is where you know that thing that looks like a tray. Yeah, that thing that looks like a tray. That place you place your battery in your car. So always make sure that you keep that place very, very clean, as dirt and build up on the casing of the battery can also drain its power. Then another tip again is for you to be sure that the battery is secure and sitting correctly. Now, a loosed battery can spill battery acid over your engine or vibrate and cause loose wiring and a disconnect. Yes, so ensure that your battery is well seated. Ensure that your battery is sitting correctly. Ensure that when you're driving, your battery will not be shaking too much. Like excessive shakes are not good for your battery. Okay, so when you're driving, ensure that where your battery is seated is safe. Like, if possible, you can create a special stuff that can grip that battery. Just have a grip for the battery so that it won't be shaking too much, because when it's over shaking, the acid keeps shaking inside the battery, and the acid can even spill out in some cases. All right, remember that Nigeria, we are so blessed with good roads. You know what I mean? We are so blessed with good roads, and that is the more reason why you should make sure that your battery is seated comfortably without shaking excessively. So, like I did say, too much vibration, it's not good for that battery. Then another tip again, always check the car battery water level indicator on a regular basis and fill with distilled water as needed. You know that if you check the top of your battery, you see they will tell you that if the battery is very strong, it will be green color. All right, and when the battery is dead, it will be black color. All right, so always check that sign. Always check that sign. All right, check the sign if the battery is still good or maybe it needs to be charged. Then you can also be checking the water level indicator on a regular basis, so that if there is a need for you to refill, you do the needful at the right time, not until the battery dies and you just go and buy a new battery. Remember how much battery costs now. Battery is very, very expensive as we speak. Okay, everything has been going up over time. Over the past few months, things have just been going up astronomically, but that of batteries, when I asked the last time, they told me the price, and I was like, are you for real? So don't even pray to have issues with your battery now. Yes, batteries are so expensive right now. So please, if there's anything you need to learn on how to maintain your battery, because if your battery is bad, you don't have a choice but to buy. Battery can actually embarrass you. Battery can so embarrass. That's happened to me. I went to for an event, some many years ago, and after the event, I needed to move, and that was when I started my car, and the car refused to start. And it's so unfortunate that especially depending on the area you find yourself, if you are in a big environment, it will be very difficult for you to get battery, for you to get people that will help you, because most of the cars that you'll be seeing there, they are all digitally, or should I call them digital cars. All these cars of nowadays, that if you remove the battery, everything just automatically resets, and so many drivers, they don't like to do it. They don't have that luxury of time to start fixing things again, setting this up, setting that up. So even if you keep begging for battery, they will not even answer you. All right. So that was how I was almost stranded. I had to call a friend of mine from afar. Trust me, from a very a very far distance. And that was how this guy drove down to the hotel where I was, and we just changed we jump started the car. Rather, that was how we jump started the car, because he had a jump starter and I didn't have, but he brought his and he used his battery to jump start my car. So what am I trying to say? Always ensure that you have a good battery. What if it was in a bad environment, like you are caught up in a very bad environment and you just need to move? What would you do? So it's very important you have your batteries well maintained at all time. I also remember one time again, I was on a queue to buy fuel, and this guy was beside me. In fact, the guy came before me, but then whenever you're going to buy fuel, sometimes you have up to 3 queues, and that was how we had like 3 lines. We were all on a queue, and it was about time for us to move. That's how the guy was just starting the car. This guy almost cried, because if you remember one time where we experienced fuel scarcity, where people would leave their house as early as 5 a.m. just to go and join queue, sometimes 3 a.m. just to go and join queue. So that was how this guy started the car. No, the car did not start. Now, who will answer you at that time? Because we were all in a hurry to move. And that was how we moved. I turned back and the guy was far behind. This guy was begging everyone for battery. Please help me with your battery. Now, don't think people were being wicked. No, not that people were being wicked that day, because you don't even know when the line will move. So we were all at alert. In case they just say move, all of us will move again. You know how it was that time. This guy kept trying. So one guy just drove by and the guy just stopped for him and gave him his battery. And that was how the guy started the car. Till this guy bought fuel, he did not turn off the ignition of that car. The car was running. Even while he was on queue, the car was still running because of the fear. So that if I turn off this car now, if I want to start it, let it not disappoint me. So please always make sure that you take care of your battery so that it will not disappoint you, in a very wrong place or at a very wrong time. Now, another thing again, invest in a battery charger that will maintain the ideal charge level when your car is not going to be used for an extended amount of time. Yes. Sometimes you just park your car. Like nowadays, in fact, we all need a battery charger right now, because some of us for like 2 weeks we will not drive. It's not your fault, bro. Don't worry. We understand how you feel. But like 2 weeks, except you want to, of course, go for an important event. Okay, but if you're not going for any important event, you just park your cars and just fly the normal along, or whatever they call it, So nowadays, I'm sure most of us, we need to have a car charger, or you have someone who helps you to always charge your car battery. All right, someone you trust, though, someone that can always you can count on. It's very, very important, so that whenever you want to drive, you just quickly pick your battery and it will work well. Now, another tip again, which happens to be the last, is for you to install an insulation blanket. Yes, an insulation blanket. The plastic sheet keeps the battery warm, which can be very, very helpful during cold seasons. Like I started by saying that we are approaching the cold season now, and during the cold season, that is when batteries give the most troubles. If you know. Then, of course, before we draw the curtain on the show today, let's quickly give 4 warning signs that you are at risk for a battery-related breakdown. Number 1, you hear a grinding or clicking sound when you turn the ignition. Yes, when you turn the ignition. Then number 2, your vehicle cranks slowly when attempting to start. Number 3, your headlights dim when idling but brighten when you rev your engine. I don't know if you've noticed that sometimes if you turn on your car at night, when your car is just idling, that is when you're just doing that, as in you are not raising it. You understand? Your legs are not on. Your leg is not on the throttle. The headlights will just go dim. But when you now rev your engine, that is when you raise it, then the headlights will just come out. It will come up, it will brighten. Why? Because you just give more charge, more power to your engine, and the engine will power the battery to give that light, that brightness. So that is to tell you that you are having issues with your battery. So if your car is giving you such a sign, just know that you need to take better care of your battery. Then the last one is your battery is more when your battery is more than 3 years old.